walking along the street here in Edinburgh where I'm staying. Down that way is towards a road that can get me a bus into town. The other way here is to a dead end at the end of the road. And for a while I just thought, okay, it's quiet, it's a quiet street, it's the end of the road, it's a dead end, until I actually walked down here and noticed this little corner. So I'm just going to walk with you as we head through this tiny space at the end of my road. I did wonder what was at the end of it, till suddenly we find ourselves down this little pathway. Just wandering through as I did that first time. Found some steps, wandered up the steps to come out to this glorious Holyrood Park and Arthur's Seat in the background, and there's the Holyrood Palace too. And this has become my place to share with the seagulls, the crows, and lots and lots and lots of joggers that you might see in the background. But it's a great way for me to start the day, is to have this lovely walk through Holyrood Park. And it's a place to think ahead. It's literally a couple of days before the official start of Edinburgh Fringe. And this is just an invitation to think about what lies ahead and whether you should make a plan if you haven't already done. One of the things that things like the Edinburgh Fringe invites is, with all its chaos and so much going on, and particularly if you've come up to Edinburgh having had a very planned year, whether you have a day job that begins at 9 till 5, whether you've got fixed hours in a job, or whether you're just touring a lot in a show and it's day after day and you know where you're playing, and suddenly we've got this kind of invitation to uncertainty, that though you've got a time slot for your show if you're putting a show on, or you may have already made a schedule because you're coming to see some shows, the whole place also feels a bit uncertain. Showmakers, you don't know how many tickets you're going to sell. Quite a lot of people have already been telling me what their pre-sales are. They're keeping an eye on it. Some have got very low pre-sales, some are a bit more encouraged. And you can just wander around Edinburgh and get flyered and not have a plan at all, and still go and see lots and lots of shows and enjoy that uncertainty. And I think the key thing here about enjoying the uncertainty is that's what you have to do. You have to enjoy it, because there's going to be plenty of it and things are not going to go to plan. And there's no point in getting into an anxious state about that. One thing I can be sure of is that Arthur's Seat will be there tomorrow. And I think you have to find a balance, and the balance is in between having a plan, and I call it a default plan, that if nothing changes, this is what we're going to do, but also being ready to not be disappointed, but to be surprised that something didn't go to plan. And if it doesn't go to plan, that's an opportunity for a little bit of reaction, a bit of creative thinking, and to welcome that possibility, because you came to the most cacophonous, chaotic arts festival. Things don't go to plan because there's just so much complexity here in running a venue from morning till night with possibly 10 different spaces, or that you're playing down in a space where it's just normally running at a certain pace, and now it's running at a faster pace, and things can go wrong. I spoke to people yesterday whose flyers haven't arrived, and they're trying to get hold of the person who promised they'd be there on time, and the danger of that is you get stressed. And I think you just have to be ready for the uncertainty. I've just come into the lovely protection of this little tree. So sometimes it can be a taboo not to think through what might go wrong, but things do go wrong, and it's better to be ready for them. And so what I'm suggesting is you can either be ready for them by having a plan B, by thinking through now rather than avoiding it. What if this doesn't arrive on time? What if we can't get into our venue on time? What if somebody becomes ill? What happens if? What happens if? Sometimes called scenario planning. And the problem of it is that if you're enjoying Edinburgh for the chaos, it's something we tend to avoid. It seems like spoiling the fun. But equally, there's a way of being, a mood of being, that whatever happens, happens. It's the only thing that could have, as the philosopher Harrison Owen says. So here in the couple of days before we start the Fringe, I think I'm deliberately being paradoxical. I'm inviting you to sit down individually, as a cast, as a team, as a production team, as somebody that's coming up here with your precious money to see shows that you planned, but one might get cancelled. So if it does, what else are you going to do? Is to sit down and just make a list of the things that could go wrong and what you will do to put them right. Have a plan B and have a plan C, but also try and get into the frame of things are going to go wrong, things are not going to go to plan, and that's how it is. You've chosen to be here, and the sheer number of variables means things go wrong. Roads get closed, it takes longer to get across the city. We've got a team of over 30 reviewers. Somebody might not be able to come. Literally, it happens a lot. Somebody says, I can't get to that show, can anyone get there? They wake up feeling unwell, that the show that they thought that would be great turns out to have problems with it, and they have to write quite a difficult review. And there's no point in allowing stress to arise before, during or after it. Try and turn the stress into acceptance, a little bit of excitement, a sense of adventure, because it is a great adventure coming up to this very chaotic, busy Fringe. And part of your well-being, but also part of the success of your show, therefore, is the two things. One is being prepared to go there, not in a miserable, but in an interested way, to have a plan B, possibly a plan C. But the other one also is not to meet what goes wrong with disappointment and stress, but acceptance and seeing it as a creative opportunity, because it's damn well going to happen.